I know that usually bring this prospect. No, not. Can we call Diego a prospect then?
Del
Are
Hoya?
we gonna have him for Thursday or?
Oh, that's a possibility. We're talking right now. We're talking to his manager Joel, and we're talking about what the schedule's like. I think he's a step or two away from a world title.
Yeah.
Well, he had his best win, and he dominated Caballero, and
Yeah.
and you were thinking after that win, what's going on with this guy, and it was like, he's been it's been silence.
I think
He had a little bit of a
almost there.
stumble. Didn't make weight for a fight.
Right.
He had a little bit of stumble, but he's back on track now. So there's a possibility he could be on that card. We're discussing now.
Okay.
So let's talk about the two hottest guys that you have right now, young, pretty little kids. I call them the Vargas and the La Hoyas. Ryan being Oscar and Virgil being ¿cómo se llama? Vargas. I don't know.
Would Ryan shave his head and just do the bangs in the front like Vargas?
No. Virgil could do it. He's more Tarahumara.
I would say they're both like Oscar.
There you go.
They're both like Oscar. Yeah. No, they're very good fighters. They're very, very good fighters. Virgil is great to watch. I mean,
Yes.
fundamentally,
Yeah.
I mean, he is sound. Fundamentally, very, very, very smart fighter. Good boxer. Even though he's been blowing everybody out and knocking them out, he's a very good boxer. And he's been doing very, very well. And he is just moving up really, really quickly. And with Ryan has a little bit of a different style. He has a lot of speed, good power, a little unorthodox the way he fights, but it's effective. And obviously he has a huge following.
He's an athlete.
He's athletic, yeah. He's very athletic.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Because you can't just fight the way he fights and not be athletic.
No.
He's got very good footwork, great combinations. He knows how to, use his speed.
There's no lack in confidence in Ryan neither.
Yeah.
What one thing I do like is Virgil Ortiz. Every time you interview him after a fight, he's gonna tell you like, well, yeah, I beat him, I knocked him out, but I'll give myself a C. Because,
Yes, that's true.
Because he hit me, a couple of times. He just seems like a real humble kid.
No, he is, and there's no harder working kid than him at that age. I mean, this kid works hard. I mean, he'll fight, and then he'll fight on Friday or Saturday, and Sunday morning he's getting up and he's jogging 5-6 miles. I mean, this kid's incredible. Very, very good kid, very disciplined. Both of them were just, the sky's the limit.
And that was my question when he actually first stepped camping with Robert in Riverside. I'm like, how is this kid? Because I've heard so many myths already about him. He's like, this kid is amazing, and especially now at that gym, you got Ramirez, you got
He's got talent to work with.
There's so many. Tanajara, that's a very good kid that I'm very high on too. All sparring together. I mean, they could only make great fighters there. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, Tanajara's another good prospect we have undefeated. We have a number of kids that we've been bringing along, for the last 2 or 3 years, and now you'll start seeing them a little bit more and hearing their names. They're starting to fight on ESPN. We'll put some of them on Facebook, and you'll start seeing a little bit more.
Outside of your promotional company, it's Saturday night. You can only watch one fighter. Who do you watch?
Wow, that's a good question. That's a very, very good question. You know what? I'm a big fan of. I like Crawford. I like Terrence Crawford.
Fun to watch.
I'll buy that.
He reminds me of a young like Sugar Ray Leonard. Because not only can he box, but he can punch, and he tries to get you out of there.
He's a nasty guy.
It's just a shame that they haven't been able to get him a big fight. It really is a shame. But he deserves all the credit in the world. I think, personally, he should be pound for pound number one.
I think he is, isn't he?
It depends on what list you look at.
Some have Lomachenko up there,
Yeah.
and this and that, but he's very talented. I mean, he's very, very talented. And, I'm a little biased, but, Canelo, I like watching Canelo. I just, because I've known him since he was a kid, and just to see him transform into what he is now, I mean, he can really fight. It's not just that he has red hair. It's not just that, he can really, really fight. And it's the style that I like. one of my favorite all-time fighters is Mantequilla. And if you see Canelo and the way he fights, and I know this because that's what Chepo's been teaching him.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a similar style. You know, he'll stand right in front of you with the head movement, and you can't really hit him, and he hits you. That's just the best style. I love that style.
All right. You got another question? Any other questions that you guys had?
Yeah, well, they were asking about
Romero Dono.
Romero Dono.
Yeah,
Duno.
Yeah,
Duno.
the
I don't
Filipino
know his
fighter,
name.
a very, very good fighter. Biggest surprise from our stable. Obviously, we put him in with Chimpa. Had a great performance against Chimpa. He's a kid that can challenge for a title soon.
And they're asking, is there a possibility of Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Davis? We have to bring that up in the
Yes,
future.
yes,
It's gotta come up.
No,
It's
we
gotta
have.
come up.
That's the fight that Ryan wants, and you know we want that fight, and we want to do the fight. But you know you have to build it up. Right now they're still very young, relatively unknown to the boxing world. You know the boxing insiders know them, but you know they haven't really crossed over that much. But I think it's a fight that maybe in about a year or so, a year and a half, they can fight, and it'll be a big fight.
That would be a big fight. If you were to do that fight, where would you try and put that fight?
Vegas.
Oh, going all out.
We'll do it in Vegas. Yeah, why not?
That's got Vegas.
Pobre
Right?
Estado doesn't get any love anymore all summer long. All right, guys. So this is what we're gonna do. Let's see. So we're gonna jump into the. Of course, if you don't mind, we only got 2 fights to talk about this weekend, and let's talk about it. I just want to make. Who do you guys got really? First thing first, Dimitri Bivol versus Isaac Chilemba.
You know, Chilemba is tough as nails. Kovalev, I think, went the distance with him, and he's a tough guy. He's. I mean, I think Bivol's going to dominate him, but I don't know if he's going to be able to put him away. This is kind of like how does Bivol handle him? Right. You know, does he do a better job than what Kovalev did? Because that's kind of the measuring stick for Bivol, whether people want to say it out loud or not. That's really who you're measuring him up against performances, right, is against Kovalev's past performances. So we'll kind of see there. I think Bivol's definitely going to win, but it's how does he win?
Yeah, how does he win? Have you been watching this kid, Eric?
Yeah. Very good fighter, fundamentally, you know, sound. Nothing really special about him. Like there's not like one thing that I can point out and say he's got incredible speed or power. He's just a very good fighter. I think he should win.
Yeah, he's
good fundamentals. Yeah. He's just a
very
fundamental guy.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's not a question of who's going to win, but how.
Yeah, after the performance with Barrera, I mean, that convinced me that Bill was a real deal. So I'm going to pick a knockout. Stoppage, actually, by the corner. Knockout? Yeah. Not early, but stoppage.
I think we get a decision. I don't know. I think the Barrera fight was fun and all, but I don't know.
Well, you know, Barrera, I was high on Barrera. I thought, you know, okay, his only loss prior to that had been Andre Ward, right, which he was competitive in. You know, it wasn't like he got whitewashed by Ward. You know, he was competitive in that loss to Ward. And then he went in, and I remember I thought Joe Smith was going to handle him after he handled B-Hop. You know, God bless you, B-Hop. But, you know, he outboxed him. And I thought, you know, okay, well, you got a guy that's super orthodox like that coming in. You know, a guy that's slick with the Cuban school like Barrera was going to outbox him. And it didn't happen that way.
Yeah. All right, so now the main event is actually Sergey Kovalev versus the Storm Alvarez. You know, it seems like they're really taking care of Kovalev lately. I mean,
I don't think Alvarez is a walkthrough. He ain't no pushover. No, Alvarez is a real guy.
I don't know.
Do I think he's on the level of Kovalev? Not really, but he's a real guy. You know, but I mean, Kovalev didn't exactly.
Kovalev by knockout.
Yeah.
You're trying to be nice to this guy, but
Kovalev by knockout.
Maybe an early knockout. I don't know. I mean, look, Kovalev has that eraser, you know, and that is what it is, and I don't think Alvarez is nowhere near on what he can do. So
No, yeah.
Yeah, so we got him by knockout. All right, guys.
I'm trying to be politically correct over
No,
here.
you don't have to. Not here. No. That's the one thing we don't want.
By the way, I just spent a couple days in Kovalev's camp, so everybody go watch Under the Hand Wraps.
That's why you see Barbero going on.
I gotta sell the show. Gotta sell the episode.
All right, guys. First of all, again, thank you, Eric, for opening your doors to us.
No problem. Anytime.
Yeah, and of course, like every Monday from today from Golden Boy, every day from Legends Boxing Gym. This is the Boxing Rundown. Get us out of here, Tony.
All right. Thank you, guys.
That was good.
You know.